joining us once again. Um, I am so excited. One, this is my cousin. Two, she's been on twice before, maybe three times. Maybe it's just twice. But you guys, she has something new to talk about, so I wanted to make sure I brought her back. Plus, I told her we need to hit while the iron was hot. You guys, I posted this video that she made, and she posted. I posted it on my Facebook. She has a huge following on IG. I don't. But I posted it on Facebook, and my reel on Facebook got 266,000 views. So clearly, this was something that people were very interested in. And I said, well, we should talk about it. And we should get more people involved because, hello, what lady, especially Black woman, doesn't want to grow their hair? So you guys, please share this out. Share this out. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube. Share, share, share. Most importantly, share it with the stylists in your life because they're the ones that you're really going to want to hear this. So make sure you share it, share it, share it. And I'm going to show you the video because not everybody saw the video. So we'll show you the video and then we will start chatting.
All right, this has to be addressed. How did...
Hold on. I thought it would just go over it. It's not. Hold on. I'm going to fix it so you guys can see it good.
Sorry, this has to be addressed. How did this become this? Become this? Become this?
Okay, so yes, that's me in the chair in case you all did not recognize. I know I've lost some pounds. We'll talk about that another day. But that was me in the chair. And actually, that was 3 sew-ins ago. I've had 6 or 7. So I just had my last one taken out in August. And as you see, here's my hair. But Abra, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me as always.
And so let's get into it. So first of all, I want you to, because although she has told this before, how did you come up with this amazing technique that is growing people's hair? Like literally, you guys, I almost can bank on every time she takes my hair out, 3 more inches has grown. Like literally, I'm not joking.
So I have to be transparent. That wasn't the original intent, so to speak. So I kind of created this system around a time like in 2008 when most women were trying to transition to natural hair. Okay, so I had a ton of clients saying, oh, I can't go natural. Like, there's no way. How do I do that? Or no, getting a relaxer is against my religion. I can't do it. So I really wanted to support them through the process. Like they really wanted it. They just didn't know how. So I use the sewing as a protective style to kind of make the transition really easy. So at the time, the system was not as developed as it is now. However, they still wore it for quite some time. So maybe about 3 months, I would say. So every time we took those sewings out, we would cut off the relaxed hair. So we'll cut off 2 to 3 inches of relaxed hair. So if your hair is just kind of starting here, you're probably going to wear the sewing about a good 3 to 4 times before all of the natural hair is gone. So that's what we did. So now all your hair is natural. We're going back into the sewing. Now this is when it gets good. In the sewing, obviously your hair isn't splitting. That is the purpose of a protective style, right? So now you've worn this sewing. Now they're going a little longer at this point, about 4 months. I'm pushing 3 to 4 months at that time. And now we're taking it out and I'm blow drying and I'm looking at the hair and I'm thinking, you don't really need a haircut. Like nothing really looks like it needs to be trimmed. So that's when I learned the power of your natural oils. And when your hair lies up against your scalp, it's truly, truly magical. And when you have low manipulation and you're not losing as much hair, that you can really retain the length. And so, a client, started here. We cut all the relaxed hair and ended here before this next sewing. But then now the hair is here and nothing needs to be cut off. So I was like, oh my God, like this can really grow your hair. So it took about 2 to 3 years for me to really realize that. So in 2011, 2012 is when I switched my marketing and presentation, because at this point now everybody is practically natural. So that's not the goal anymore. So now it's like, okay, I can use these to really, really grow your hair. And that's how it came into fruition.
Awesome.
Speaking of what, I left something out. So in between that time, there was a time where I stayed up to 5 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out how can I keep this sewing in longer, right? I already knew 3 to 4 months. I already had established a scientific or an artistic way of removing it successfully without jeopardizing the health of the hair. First, I didn't allow my clients to remove their hair, remove their sew-ins. And then I figured out a way that I could do it at about 3 or 4 months and make it look brand new without you having to take it down. So that gave your hair a lot more time to marinate in its natural oil so that you can wear it for 6 months. I realized that 4 months and 5 months, there was no difference as it pertains to removing it. The only difference was you had more hair. There was no difference between 5 and 6 months. The only difference is you had more hair. There was no difference between 6 and 7 months. Only difference, more hair. So there weren't any risk to keeping it in longer. And so when I discovered that, even though everybody said you can't do that, even professionals, even cosmetology educators, everyone said you can't leave it in for over 2 months. It's not healthy. The scalp has to breathe, but I have been able to prove otherwise. And I have 1,000 successful testimonies with a 100% success rate. And everybody's happy. And so more people are looking into it now. And this is why I'm really dedicated to educating you guys and really helping you to open up your mindset about it, because it works.
So first of all, I want to say, I said at the beginning, what Black woman doesn't want to grow their hair? That's not true. Not everybody wants long hair. I get that. Now, I will tell you, just like she wasn't setting out to grow hair in the beginning, I wasn't setting out to grow my hair. My thing was zero maintenance. I text her because I had seen her videos and seen pictures, and I was like, and I had worn sew-ins before. And I said, you know what? I just got this gig. I have to record, and I love my hair dearly, but you know, you just don't know what you're going to get. Some days my curls look the way I want them to do, and some days they didn't. So I was like, I got to do something so that I consistently look good. And we're camera ready. And so in case you guys didn't know, I have a show. It's in 45,000 doctors' offices across the country. It's called Out of Office with Dr. Renee. And so, and it's in some Walgreens and some hospitals and stuff too. So I was like, I got to tape. And I'm taping I think I was taping in 2-3 weeks. No, maybe 2 weeks. And I was like, so are you coming to Chicago or am I coming there? We got to figure this out because I got to do something. And so I got it done. And then I actually went to New Edition weekend in California. And my sister goes, you going to do some brand new hairdo and then go to California? And I was like, And I did. And I was like, I mean, it's fine. Now, I didn't know how to take care of it at first, so I had some issues. I was like, help, my hair, it's just getting so big. But we got that all resolved. And then, of course, when I got back from LA, was starting to tape. And so you could go to Ask Dr. Renee, my YouTube channel, and you could see my show, Out of Office with Dr. Renee. But that was when I first, the first one was the dermatology videos. And that was my very first sew-in. And she knew I don't like doing my hair. I literally in the wintertime would have twists and I'd wear a beret on top of it and I'd have one twist out undone on the front. And that was my hairdo for the winter. And that's why I had to do something because I couldn't do that on set. And then I told her, I go, well, I just trim my ends. I just look at my twists and just cut. She goes, you do not. I was like, yes, I do. So I was a mess and I was like, I just don't have time to be bothered with this hair. I just don't have time. I don't have time. In 2019, I did 20,000 miles in the air on planes. I don't have time to sit in anybody's salon. I don't have time to do my own hair. So I needed something that was going to free me from that. And that's what this did. I literally, because people were like, you go all the way to St. Louis to get your hair done. But I only went 3 times in the year, sometimes only twice. I was like, do you know how much time I've saved in my life? I was like, no, this makes sense. And she also didn't mention, she actually did a poll of how much people pay for their hair. And I was saving money because I had to get my hair done every week. So I was paying, actually, me and my stylist had a deal, and I paid her monthly because it just made no sense to, I just paid her once a month. I'm like, here you go. So, and I had a standing appointment, but I just didn't have the time for that. And with this, yes, I could wash my hair, because that is one question that everybody always wants to know. Can you wash your hair? Yes, I can wash my hair. And washing my hair was not a big deal. Washing this, which is why it's still twisted, you guys, is because my hair usually takes a couple days to dry. And so I thought it'd be dry, and it's not dry. So with my sew-in, literally 2 hours tops, my hair is completely dry. And I'm just fine. And so that was the big thing, was, yes, I could wash my hair when I felt like washing it, because it's not like I had to wash it every day or anything. When I felt like washing it, I would wash my hair. I didn't have to do anything, but literally I had a spray bottle with water, and I will spray water in it in the morning. Maybe I'll put some curl cream in it, because I wear my hair curly all the time. So maybe I put some curl cream in it. But honestly, I didn't have to do much to it. I did not have to wear a bonnet to bed. I sleep on a satin pillowcase. I just slept. Wake up, spray my hair and scrunch it a few times, and my curls are good to go. And if you watch Black Doctor, you've seen my curls, because I've been here. So, and you've also seen before that when it was my natural hair and it was up to here. So yeah, I literally did it because of my time factor, and because I needed to look camera ready and not have to worry about, oh my God, I have to get an appointment because they need me on set on Friday or whatever. So it just was a lot easier that way.
And that was your first one, right? Was that your
first one? Yeah,
ever?
That was the first one. And I had sew-ins before, but like she said, it was a 3-month tops. I couldn't keep them in that long. And that was the thing. It was 3 months. Oh, and it was different hair. Like, I bought the hair from Abra too, and so it was different hair. And this hair that I had was just that we did that first one like 3 times. I think we had that hair.
You reused it 3 times.
Yep, I reused it 3 times. So somebody already said she loves it because hers is thinning, and she wonders if it would work for her. So let me tell you, Valerie, I should have uploaded pictures, and maybe when she's talking, I'll try and do some post some pictures. But my hair was thin at the edges, like it was see-through, as I say. And I don't think she showed it in that one. I got to find the picture.
You had patches.
Yes, you can find the darn picture.
They were gone.
Literally, you guys, the back of my head had an entire section that was gone. It had started to grow back, so it was probably about, can you see, about that long, you guys. And I even said to her when I sat down, I go, this was the first time. I said, so you see the back of my head? Because I basically had a mullet. I had hair, and then there was this big old spot, like this big in the back of my head. Then there was hair below that. It was very strange. Don't know what happened. It just fell out. So I said, I don't know if you can braid that, but my hair is really short right there. And you guys, when she took that first sew-in out, I couldn't believe my hair was just all the same length, basically. I could not believe that little itty bitty thing was now like long enough to hold on to. So
and for thinning, it also just kind of points to like what your actual issue is with your thinning. We've had a lot of customers, like, there will be questions asked like, okay, have you always been thin? Was it an isolated issue that caused you to go thinner? Do you believe that you're missing hair like out of your follicles? Like, so you have like bald spots are missing, or does it seem like because you're losing a lot of hair, you're shedding a lot? Or do you think that your hair strands itself is getting thinner? So there's different things that point to thinning, and there are different reasons why you would be thinning. So this system has been able to help tons of women in tons of issues. But we also have a product system that helps more so internally, because you may have some genetic blockages, you may have some deficiencies, you may have stress. Believe it or not, stress can really push you to shed way more hair than you are supposed to. So you're losing way more hair in a shorter period of time when you're supposed to lose a certain amount of hair in a longer period of time. So your stress level can really exacerbate your hair loss and make it seem like it's thin. So we have different hair growth solutions that pair up with this system, and we just use this system as a protective style for low manipulation, so that the products can actually do their job as well. So yeah, it works for if you have hair. This definitely works for you. So.
And also, a lot of people are like, oh, I have this scalp problem. I have seborrhea. And so prior to getting these, when I tell you I could go like this and it would just be snowfall, to the point that I would literally blind myself because it would fall on my glasses and I couldn't see anything. And I didn't have any problem. No problem. And then people are like, but your scalp is itching. Okay, so she sells this fabulous scalp soother that literally it's shaped like this and it goes under. Oh, she has it. I was going to say mine is upstairs. So you guys, it goes literally underneath. So you just scratch your scalp and scratch away.
Yeah, you have access to your scalp.
You have complete access to it. And I mean, obviously it's not the same as, now that I don't have it in with scratching my scalp, but it is, you can use that. And literally it really does soothe you right away. As a matter of fact, my sister was using it on her own head and just fell asleep because it felt so good. So,
that's funny.
I couldn't believe it. She literally sat there and just fell asleep.
Yeah, these are one of those things that if you have one and you have other people in your household, it comes up missing. So you definitely want to make sure you have two.
Yes, we have 3 here, but everyone has their own.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm still looking for these pictures. I'm almost there, I think. But but yeah, you guys really, it's just. When I tell you, I wanted no maintenance, and this was, I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to go to the salon to have them style it. It's styled. Now, what I found out, I think after like the second or third, because somebody asked me, and so I asked, and she's like, oh, you could straighten the hair. But I was like, but why would I do that? so because if you straighten it, then I'd have to have curls, and who has time? I just wear it naturally, the natural curl that's in it, and that works just fine for me. And so
everybody's different. Everyone's different. Yeah, and everybody likes different things. And so normally with this process, it's not something that you can just go in and get. There is a thorough consultation that you have so that we can collect your history, your hair history, your lifestyle, if you have any hair loss in your family, your goals, what type of hair you would like to do, what type of experience you like to have. Some people like curly hair. Some people like straight hair. Some people like to go from curly to straight hair. Some people like it shorter. Some people like it longer. Some people want color. But the overall goal is for it to look as natural as possible. Definitely to look as natural as possible. And again, when it comes like to the hair loss portion of that, it's so important because this is an external thing. Although there's been situations where we've had customers who've had bald spots for years, 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, and the doctor said it would never grow back. And we did the system and 30% of it grew back, 50% of it grew back, 65% of it grew back. And so it's really powerful in itself to just leave your hair alone for a long period of time. And there's really nothing else that allows your hair to lie up against your scalp. Everybody has sebaceous glands that produce sebum, which is oil, and your body knows what your body needs always. And so for your natural hair or your hair to lie up against your natural oils for a very, very long period of time is extremely powerful and magical. You can go in with your hair feeling like a Brillo pad, and when it comes out, it is silky, it is shiny, it is manageable, it is beautiful, 3 to 5 inches, and your hair does thicken up during that time. Even if you've been thin for as long as you can remember, you are going to see a noticeable difference in the new growth hair that you have as opposed to the hair that you had before going in. So
Yeah, it was like I said, my spot was a big chunk in the back, and it had grown, so you couldn't, because you could see my scalp when it started, and then it had grown a little bit, but it was struggling, and all of a sudden it wasn't.
Yeah.
And now I can say there is no parts of my hair that is missing now. Shrinkage is so real. Like when I twist my hair, it is so funny to me how long it is when I twist it now. But even I was telling her when I did get it, I got it blown out and I was getting it twisted. I had to stand up for the lady to trim my ends because she said it was too long in the chair. And I was like, that's never happened to me. I'm only 4'11". So I'm like darn near a child in the seat in the first place. And I was like, really? She had pumped up the seat and everything. She's like, yeah, could you? I was like, sure, I can stand up. So that was funny to me. But
Yeah.
but oh, and I will say, because I did call her, I said, I washed my hair and I was like, I smell something. And she's like, what did you do? I was like, I washed it. I shampooed and conditioned. And she goes, stop. Do not condition it. It is fine. It is moist. Don't worry about it. And she was like, you need to wash the hair that you can see. I personally, you guys, I leave nothing out because I know if I have leave out with my own hair, that means I have to deal with it. Because, obviously your own hair, you still have to take care of. And so I was like, let me not have any leave out. So I didn't have any leave out. So she's like, you just take care of the hair that you can see, which is the whole week. So that's all I worry about. I wash my hair and lickety split. It don't take long at all because and that's the other funny thing. Everyone laughs because my hair is basically down to my behind, but my sew-in is only 10 inches, I think.
That's because you started with 10 inches. So
Exactly.
That's the whole concept. You outgrow your hair extensions in this process. So,
and I was like, and I almost got longer one time. And then I was like, but no, I like it like that. It's fine.
I think you went a little longer one time. I think you went a little longer.
No, we did fuller. I never got longer hair. I just did fuller. But so yeah, we've gone fuller. I have more bundles now, but I like that length. It works for me.
Easy.
And it's easy. Because I was like, well, I'd like to maybe do a ponytail. No, I don't. I'm good. Just keep it short. Keep it short. And I've seen there was one person you had that literally had the cutest short hairstyle, and it was a sew-in.
Oh yeah. So my I don't know if he was gonna say this at some point. It's on my Instagram page at AK Hair and Healing. AK Hair and Healing. But yes, we had someone who had very, very long hair, and she was able to wear like this cute little pixie kind of style, really tapered to the neck. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. So you do have that option. Some people don't want to cut their hair, and her hair was able to grow out during that process as well. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Like if you don't want to wear long hair in the summer, here you go get a sew-in and you can have short hair without cutting your hair. I mean, it's just so much versatility. In the consultation, she's going to definitely go over what types of hair, because there's so many types of hair you could purchase.
Yeah.
But you got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
But what she has done now is she has completely changed the game. You do not have to fly to St. Louis. And to be honest with you, they only have so many people and each person only has 2 hands. And she no longer does it. So you guys, you don't have to fly to St. Louis. What you have to do, which is why I put in all the posts where I shared, was get your stylist on here. Make sure you share it with them. She has a course, and your stylist can learn how to do this so that you can have the fabulous, freedom of your time now, the hair growth, all of that right at your regular salon that you go to down the street or whatever in your city. So she has had several people already that have started and gone through the course, but she has a whole lot more people that would like to get their hair done.
And way more people.
Yes, a whole lot of cities.
And countries.
Oh, yes, all over the world. They would like to get their hair done. So these stylists, I'm telling you, this is your ticket. This is your ticket. to make money and have a built-in clientele. I will name one city because I live there. Chicago, if we could get at least one stylist in the city.
One won't be enough.
One won't be enough because so many people in Chicago know me and they've seen my hair and they're like, wait a minute. So one won't be enough, but if we could get one, we'd be very thankful. But you literally have a built-in clientele. I'm not joking.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, you invest in a lot of these classes, but you really don't gain anything. So I can honestly say I am probably the only hair course specifically, that I know where you already have customers waiting on you. So
literally waiting. Like we're like, okay, come on.
We have a list. So I've been really diligent about keeping track of everything. And so I have a system where if anyone's interested, they come across my page. I mean, yesterday we had 300 people fill the form out. It's pretty much that they want this system and to let them know when there's a certified hairstylist in their city. And so the day before that was like 264. I mean, we have a list of thousands of people everywhere, not even just in the United States, in the Netherlands, in Ghana, Africa, in Jamaica, in Turcots, like so many places, in London, in the UK. Like, we're always getting questions on my post. Or do you have someone in Ohio? Do you have someone in California? Do you have someone in UK? Do you have someone in Canada? On every post, you can go and see for yourself. Every post, there's at least 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 50 people or women just like you, just like the clients that I've had, who are waiting on someone to be certified in their city to do this system. And again, this is not just about a sew-in. A sew-in by itself is, you know, it doesn't mean that much to me without the purpose behind it. We're pretty much using it as a vehicle to help you get a break from your hair, because hair is stressful. It's like the bulk of our stress. So a lot of women come in saying, I just need low manageability. I need to be able to wake up and I look good every day without work. I don't want to come to the salon. I don't want to have to do my hair at home, but I still want it to look good. And I don't want my hair to be jeopardized in the process. I don't want to be in the mirror having to do this. I have kids. I have a job. It's too much, and that's one of the biggest concepts behind it, or benefits behind it as well. A lot of people didn't even intentionally come in like, I wanted my hair to grow. They didn't even think that their hair could even grow that long. So when it finally happened, they were like, this is a whole miracle, like beyond a miracle. So there are a lot of women who are wanting it. And you don't just learn to sew in. I am an American Medical Certified Trichologist, a hair loss practitioner. So there is a lot of hair loss and hair science education that's built into this program. So a lot of my students now have already seeing the results, like their clients are respecting them more. I had a student that says, none of my clients have ever paid me this much, but it's because we have the backing. So I'm using this as I don't have this for everyone to join. You know what I mean? Like, we got to have some synergy. We got to have similar core values. We got to want to make an impact. It's not just about the money. You got to really take it serious, because hair is everything to everybody. Nobody wants to walk around with unhealthy hair, or, balding or thinning, or, nobody wants to walk around with these issues, so it's very, very serious. And not only do you have that as a solution, this sewing system, but you have the hair growth products that are incorporated into that also. Shampoo, conditioner, follicle detox that really helps with scalp issues, supplements that are highly important, and not just hair, skin, and nail vitamins that won't help you if you have blockages. And then scalp solutions, like if you have any isolated hair loss issues. So we're in most, especially African-American women, where we don't think that there are any solutions to our hair issues and our hair loss, or just our stagnated hair growth. Now suddenly you have issues. So you've been paying thousands of dollars and doing all of this hard work for the 5 years, 10 years, 20 years to try to get your hair just to a basic length. And now you sit in a chair for 6 months and it surpassed your imagination. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like what's going on here. So
Yeah, my hair, it never was long. Even as a child, it wasn't long. So I was okay with shoulder length hair. That was fine. And when I went in there, the bottom was so broken that it wasn't even shoulder length anymore. So I was like, whatever she can do would be great. I wasn't even worried about that. My thing was, I just need to be cute when I have the sewing in. And I was great, camera ready. I was wonderful. I have a lovely lash lady Monday, and so my lashes was done, my hair was done. I was like, all I gotta do is put on a little bottom half lipstick, and I was like, well, nobody know. I said, I am ready. So I was good. And you guys, yes, you can work out in it. In this last year, I work out every day basically, and I worked out every day.
That's a big question. Like,
Yeah,
I work
that's a
out all the
huge one.
time. Like, what about the sweat? Like you mentioned earlier, you do shampoo it. Like once you have your consultation, we go over the regimen. You do shampoo
She
your
has
hair. We have
directions
specific
because
tools.
I told her she needed to.
Yeah, we have tools and products that are really there to help you support you through the process. But we don't recommend shampooing weekly or bi-weekly because that doesn't give your hair enough time to marinate in your natural oils. I did that one time with a customer, and I did realize that her hair, this was years ago, I did realize that her hair was not as hydrated as everybody else, all the other hundreds of people. So I knew then, about 2016, we're not going to do that anymore. And since then, we haven't been doing that, and our hair has just completely, transformed. So you do shampoo your hair, but if you were like working out and your hair was exposed, now your hair has access to debris and environmental things. Now you have buildup because you're putting stuff all on it and you're manipulating. So that can be an issue. But when your hair is protected, and this foundation, it's not much of an issue because it's not even being manipulated, So the longest we suggest is like 6 weeks to go. But if you work out a lot, you could probably get away with 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So like a month. So
yeah. So I don't wear a shower cap in the shower. So I would just let the water just drizzle, and it drizzled on my hair, and that was fine. And then I would shampoo it eventually. But I would daily when I shower, I just let it drizzle on it. But and I do that with this hair too. So my real hair, I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, you definitely can work out. And I mean, I work out. I do the Peloton bike. I have a trainer, so I'm really sweating, and my hair was fine. People are like, your hair didn't stink. No, it does not stink. If anything, it smells like whatever shampoo I have put in it or whatever products I put in it.
That's a big thing with
thing.
people. Oh, I just can't imagine the smell, they're
yeah.
You're not putting anything on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just your natural oil, and you do shampoo it. So
yeah,
it's not really, and it doesn't have access to the environment.
They were concerned about, can they shampoo it themselves? Do they have to go to the salon? You can do it yourself. It's really not that big of a deal.
It's like your natural. It's just
exactly. Now, if
you designed to be a natural experience,
right? And if you are someone, like I said, that needs to straighten it and curls and all, then yeah, you might need. If you can't do it yourself, I guess you need to go to the salon to get it blow dry. I just wear it curly, so I just shampoo it and I just let it dry, and the curls come back, and like I said, it takes about 1.5 hours, 2 hours to dry, and it's dry, and I'm done. Gone about my business. But I mean, the stylist, I don't think you understand how you seriously, there are laundry lists of people in cities, states across the world that are like, oh, I would love to get this done, but they just don't have access. So she is opening the door to give you access to not only help your clients, but the money.
To change your life.
Yeah.
Let's just say it. To completely change your life, because now you're an authoritative figure. You are the trusted source for hair growth, something that almost every woman wants. And if they don't want it, it's because they probably think they can't have it. You know what I mean? Right. You work less, you make more, but you work less because you're providing a valuable service. Consultations were incorporated into this course. So we teach you how to do those. We have the forms that you print out. Those are mandatory. This is not a process where you just walk in and you're giving your customers undivided attention, so you're working less and you're making more. So if you want to travel, if you want to be more involved with your kids, these are all the things that I suffered with, you know what I mean? So I created something where I can have the lifestyle that I really, really wanted, because as a hairstylist, we all know that you can be a slave to that chair. Like, I used to work 16-hour days, 5-6 days a week for years. For years, I couldn't spend time with my boys. Like, it was very sad, you know? And I didn't want that. So I really started focusing on this niche. I used to do everything. I did everything under the sun when it came to hair. But it wasn't until I started laser focusing on this niche that things changed for me. You know, so my sewing course is called Sewing to Riches, because, you know, 10 years ago, this month, or actually last month, I was living in a car with my kids, you know, and it wasn't until I really started focusing on this system that it really catapulted me into this success. And it really did, because and I didn't always know that wasn't really the plan. I knew I wanted to make an impact, but I didn't know it would be this big. I didn't know it would be this major. And I didn't know how. The thing is, I knew my why. I didn't know the how. I knew my why. And that's what kept me focused. And that's what kept me driven and diligent in this particular process. And the more and more I start to see how it changed women's lives, if you go to my Instagram, AK Hair and Healing, you will see women crying, yelling, screaming, tears, happy. Like, you've never seen these type of reactions before in chairs like it. Like, I can guarantee you can go to every hair page there is, and you don't see women screaming. You don't see women yelling. You don't see women jumping and hopping down the hall. You don't see women contacting their husband because they sent them a picture, and their husbands are like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, you know, like, the husbands are the first ones to say, why would you spend that much money on your hair? You know, but we have made a believer out of the husbands. Okay. You know, so it's truly a magical process. And if you ever want to be successful, there's a million hairstylists. Like, what sets you apart? Like, that was my focus. Like, what is going to set me apart from other hairstylists? And this was it. And we have literally 5,000 women. It's 5,000 literally women that want this right now today. And guess how many hands are doing it? Well, pairs of hands that are doing it. 3 currently. So I didn't always want to teach this, because this is my baby. You know, I take this very serious, you know, and if it gets in the wrong person's hands who's not serious, you can mess some things up. And then you call it Abra Kadabra sew-in, and now people are looking like, oh, well, it's not as successful as you think it is. No, that's not how this is going to work. So, like I said, I can open up a button for everybody to join. I actually have the same amount of hairstylists that are applying. We have people who aren't hairstylists applying. You know what I mean? Like, I can open it. I can be totally rich right now, like in just a day or two. If I told all these people who are not licensed that they could learn this process, they're willing to pay. You know, but I have to deny them, because you have to be a licensed cosmetologist. Like, you have to, you know, because you're messing with hair. And it, like I said, if you do it the wrong way and you're not serious about it,
your name is on it.
My name is on it. And I'm not willing to risk that. So we actually had, and you know too, but we had 2 people. We had a client who really, really wanted it, because we're really busy. Like, right now, honestly, I just temporarily shut our consultations down because we can't handle all the traffic. So once you go to my page, AK Hair and Healing, you click on the bio. We have a pre-consultation form for you to fill out and to be notified when we open back up, or if there's a certified hairstylist in your city. So we just have to stop. It's actually just too much traffic. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just
you're about to say how the client paid for the course.
The client paid for the stylist to learn. We got like three customers out of state who I can't wait for this. Like, I'm gonna invest in my hairstylist. Yes. to learn this system, and they have an agreement with themselves. Maybe she's gonna get her hair done for free for a couple years or something like that, and then she'll be used for practice as well. But she was like, "Oh no, I gotta have it," So, and I was like, "Huh."
So you guys, it is the holiday season of giving.
Really good
idea.
This
is a great gift because this gift actually has returns on it.
Yeah, you can go into partnership if you want to, Right. So there's a lot of people that are applying. A lot of hairstylists really want to do it, but don't really have the funds to do it because hairstyling, being a cosmetologist is owning your own business is very, very challenging and very hard. And
it's the holiday time. It is hard. And then, not all stylists have their system set up as wonderfully as you do. So they're not making the money that they should be making. So and on top of that, it's the holiday season. So please, I'm gonna put it on the ticker. Tell them what we're doing tonight for them. Okay, so
we
already had one person say, well, how much is the course? How long is the course? So go ahead.
Okay, so the course, so we have a couple things going on. So the course, so here's the link down here that Dr. Renee put. If you go to this link, go to the bio, you click on the Sew Into Riches course. I have all the information that you could absolutely want and need. If you tell us that you were here on blackdoctor.org and that Dr. Renee referred you, you can get 10% off your course. So I have 3 different levels. The 10% off would require that you pay the full amount. And my basic amount, my silver package is $1,997. That's the basic package. The other packages are a little larger because it really involves like one-on-one coaching and training, some business development, you traveling here often to shadow and for like brand imaging and things like that, where you get your makeup done and your hair done, you do photo shoots so you can have a new brand image and things like that, or weekly coaching and stuff like that. But you normally get the online course and then you get added to my Facebook group, where we're constantly supporting each other. We have a whole community. And so videos are constantly being uploaded. So this comes with the basic package. But there's tons of information there. Like I break everything down. I break how you're going to be able to make a certain amount of money with a certain amount of clients, what it's going to entail. With that, also, you get access to retail. So hair extensions for the process and the products and tools that are needed for the process. Because when your customers come, you want to have everything they need right there. And they've never seen it before. So they're trusting you as the authoritative figure to let them know what it is that they need in order to have a successful hair growth journey with this process. Okay. So that's that. Then you have the hair growth product system. So this system and the hair growth products are all designed to help you stop losing too much hair in a short period of time, which really does take away your retention, your hair growth retention. African-American women, hair growth rate and hair growth cycle is about 2 years, which means 85% of the hair that you have on your head, you won't have in the next 2 years because it would have shedded. So while it's shedding, more hair is coming up to replace it. So you think your hair is getting here and it's stopping, but essentially it's starting over. So this system, the sewing system and the hair growth products are both designed to help you prevent from losing so much hair in a short period of time. Okay. So it's going to help you retain your thickness and fullness, which helps you retain the length because your hair does grow. And it also helps with alopecia issues as well. So if you go to our website, AK Hair and Healing, and you use the code Dr. Renee, you get 10% off on that too as well. And those are highly effective. If you visit my Instagram page, I have tons of women with balding and edges missing who have used this system, even men. So if your uncle, your dad, your brother, if they're losing hair, because it bothers men too, it actually bothers them a lot more than it bothers women, believe it or not. And they are actually the easiest to heal. So, and they can use something as simple as a shampoo and conditioner and get the results that they want. You know, if they just use that It may take a little longer, but if you get a whole system, it'll catapult you to where you want to be a lot faster. So if you use Dr. Renee for your discount code, you get 10% off on that as well.
And please tell them when these things expire, because I always tell people waiting is not a good strategy. It's not a good strategy.
So
good things do
we
not
are
come to
doing
those who
this
wait sometimes.
Yes. So we are definitely doing this while we are on the live, and I'm going to leave it up. I think I said for a week, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it up for a week because I know people are going to be pouring in, and it's unfair for them to kind of have missed it. We know how lives work. So I'm going to do it for a week. So today is
December 9th.
Thursday, December 9th. So Thursday, December what, 16th? 16th next week around the same time. I'm just going to say 6 p.m. It will be cut off. And trust me, if you get any discounts on these products, you want to get it because you're not going to find many products like it at all on the market. A lot of products do not have DHT inhibitors in them that remove the blockages that prevent you from getting optimum blood flow and energy and vitamins and nutrients and minerals to your hair follicle. And let me say this, if you're actually missing hair, so if you're not missing any hair and you're just really looking for growth and fullness, you're going to notice relatively quickly that the products are working. If you're missing hair, however, you got to think, if you're missing hair and you haven't had hair there for a while, first you have to develop, with the products, you're going to develop some cellular activity, okay? Then you have to develop a hair strand. Then the hair strand has to grow up underneath the scalp first, and then you will see it come out of the scalp. So all of my products and systems are designed to last 90 days because I know that if you're missing hair and you haven't had hair for a while, it's going to take you between 2 to 3 months before you start to notice hair popping up out of the areas that you were missing hair. So you have to be committed, okay? And just again, depending on what type of hair loss that you have, there's so many different types of hair loss. Scarring alopecia is the only hair loss that nothing is going to work. But always keep in mind that just because you have scarring doesn't mean that the entire area is scarred. So I told you before, we've helped clients who've been missing hair for 20 years and they had scarring, but 30% of it came back, 50% of it came back, 70% at the most came back. So the question is, do you want something or do you want nothing? So that's really just comes down to the question. And if you want something, this company, aka Abra Kadabra Hair and Healing, can help you. So take advantage.
Right. Take advantage. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Tell your stylist if they couldn't join, they couldn't watch now, you need to tell them to watch within the week.
For sure.
So that they can get the discount. Also, if you don't have a clue what kind of alopecia you had, go to the dermatologist and find out. I had non-scarring alopecia long before I started wearing sew-ins. I had 2 huge bald spots in the front of my head. They were about the size of a silver dollar. And there was one on each side of my head. I wore headbands literally for months because I had bald spots. And clearly you see my hair is lovely and there's no bald spots. And also people are like, oh my God, your edges are fine. My edges are just fine considering I've worn sew-ins. And that's the other thing. People are like, you can't wear consecutive sew-ins. You guys, I did not let her, because she's like, but don't you want to see your hair? I was like, just sew it back up. And so
a lot of people do it.
3 straight without ever looking at my hair. And finally, I let her keep it out for a month. And I said, no, I'm going to ruin it. We can't keep it out too long. And actually, this is a long time. You guys, I got it out in August. And oh my God, I can't believe I'm still dealing with this hair. But I'm
doing a great job.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. But I literally can go back to back with sew-ins and my hair was just fine. And it just grew, it just kept growing and growing. She took it out, she blow dried it, she trimmed it, and she sewed it back up. And that's all. And it worked just fine. So that's the other thing. Because a lot of people are like, you need to let your hair breathe. I said, no, I don't have time for breathing. I got to travel. So I was like, oh, and I swam with the hair. I've swum in chlorine. I've swam in the ocean. Hair just fine. Just
a lot
fine.
of people do.
A lot of people do. And I can tell you, I've done it. I'm telling you, I've done everything in my hair. I played mass at Carnival and had paint in my hair. And the paint came out. Now, I was smart because I knew that there was going to be paint action. So I had doubled up on some things on my head to make sure that I didn't have a whole lot of paint in my very expensive weave because look, I was like, my hair costs a lot of money and I need it to be good enough to be put back in my head when we take it out again. So I had worn a couple things to make sure that I didn't have like a whole ton of paint in my hair. So it wasn't like I was washing out, paint for days, but a little bit got in there, but it wasn't too bad. But yes, like I said, salt water, chlorine. I did the exact same thing with washing it. I didn't do anything extra. I didn't use any extra special shampoos or anything. I just did what she said, just wash the hair that's being seen and you're fine. And my real hair was not a broken mess because I had swam in chlorine and hadn't used whatever to get it. I was fine. So you just keep all of that in mind. When I tell you this is like the most flexible, the best hair that I've ever had in my life. Because I wear it so short, it didn't need a really ridiculously huge swim cap like I would probably need now. It didn't need that. Now I did have my swim cap though was it's some swim cap. I forgot who made it. It's black owned too. I feel bad, but it was bigger because it is a lot. And I wanted to make sure it all fit and it kept it nice and dry. So I was very happy it worked. And that's important. If you swim, then you want your hair you want the swim cap to actually function. And so it actually did keep it dry. But when I swam in the ocean, I think I had a swim cap then too. Maybe I didn't. You know what? I might not have had my swim cap on when I was doing that. But yeah, you very, very, very flexible. Like I said, I worked out. I do wear a gym wrap. If you know about the gym wraps that Nicole Ari Parker created, I wear a gym wrap and tie up my hair and then like I said, I take a shower and let a little water rinse through it, but that's it. And I really tie it up so that it's out of my way so that I can work out. And yeah, I mean, so versatile, so easy. And literally I can go from, in an hour or two, be ready to do what I got to do on camera. So it's just fabulous. And like I said, the hair growth was just a bonus. And the funny thing is she kept saying it was going to grow, but I really didn't worry about that because my whole thing was I just need not to be touching my hair. I just need to not have to go to the salon and not have to comb it myself. So I would just like in the back of my head, like I was like, well, if my hair grew as long as hers, I'd be really happy. And then I was like, Mom, my hair. She's like, my mother goes, oh my God. And I would FaceTime my mom from the chair and be like, look at this. I go, I look like Lady Di. That's what I call Diana Ross, ladies and gentlemen. And I was like, I look like Lady Di. And she goes, you really do.
That's funny. And the hair looked really natural also. Hair looks really natural.
So this is the funniest part. So a lot of people thought that when I wore it straight, my hair was the weave and the short hair
was your hair.
So they were like, well, Renee, we don't understand. I'm like, what don't you understand? And I was like, I said, you guys, but you see me all the time. They were like, oh, that was the sew-in. I said, yeah, that was the sew-in. I go,
a lot of your followers have come to us because they were just so wowed at how natural it looks, that has a lot to do with not only just the technique, the foundation of it, but also the hair extensions that you choose to wear.
That I buy. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want you to look like you have.
I'm the first to say, because I've worn weaves for a year. I've worn a glue-in, I've had sew-ins, whatever. And so when I did get a glue-in, somebody said to me, they were like, I thought you said you were gonna let her put some tracks in. I go, I did. And they couldn't tell. I said, my whole thing is the whole purpose is not for you to know. I mean, if I want to tell you, that's for me to tell you, but it's not for me to walk around and look wiggy. And that's just my thing. I wore wigs too. And people were like, we didn't know that was a wig. I don't want to walk around looking wiggy. I want to walk around looking like Renee. And so my whole thing was, and that's why I don't wear, I mean, those that wear closures, that's fine. But for me, it's just not necessary. I just I just wear mine and it works. And people are like, but you have a part and you have bangs. I go, I really don't, but I give the optical illusion that I do because I know what I'm doing because I've worn them so long now that I just give the optical illusion. And I will tell you over time, because yes, I will admit, and she knows, the one that I wore, because of course the world shut down, January 8th, I got my hair done 2020, and I was not able to get back because of life until November 21st. And I kept it in that entire time. And honestly, nobody knew that I had this sew-in except for, unless I told them, but they didn't know how old it was unless I showed them, because of course my hair had grown, and literally when you lifted the front, it was back here. So people
So,
like, you
yeah.
have bangs. I go, I have bangs now because my hair has grown. And so it has went from here and has moved all the way up to here. But I don't really have bangs.
Yeah. So I want to, I want to add to that. Like, I market the sewing system as a 6-month sewing system. So
Yes.
we plan around, everything is planned around that. But there have been so many women who, like Dr. Renee, were not able to come, who were ended up in the hospital, had to have surgery.
Right.
Like, so much
Life
comes
happens.
up. Like, someone lost, some of them lost their mother, lost a child, lost a husband, and just black out, just disappear from earth for months and don't even realize it's been 3 months longer than when I'm supposed to take it out. You know what I mean? That is the beauty behind it as well. You know what I mean? Like, for you to have something so protective that if life happens, this is not creating more stress for you. It's alleviating stress for you.
Yeah.
That's
and I will say, at the beginning, I was very good. It's just life keeps happening. So the beginning, I would usually come in 3-4 months and I would have her tighten it up. And so they would tighten it up so it would take out the front, and we would get it so it was back, so that everything was back down here again. But especially last year when the world shut down, my dad got sick. I just didn't have time. And I was so grateful that I could fly in and fly out the same day and get it done in November last year, like I did. And I got it taken out and put back in all in the same day. And I got back home and had my new hairdo. And so, but yeah, it just, when I tell you, my whole thing was the time. I love the salon. When you can go to a salon and you have time, that's great. But it's just not something for me. I just don't have a lot of time for that. And I keep saying, and when I was a kid, I always said there would be a beauty salon chair in my house. My next home, there will be. And they will come to me. And so somebody's like, well, when are you going to stop wearing them? And I said, when somebody can come to me on my beck and call to do my hair. I said, you just don't seem to understand that this is a lot of work. And I am so grateful. I've been natural since 1999. So before the YouTube videos and it was cool and all of that, I was natural. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I knew I was leaving the country. I was moving out of the country, and I didn't want to worry about somebody putting chemicals in my hair, and we are in another country that's not the US. I just was not, I wasn't sure about it because, most people, I grew up with my hairstylist. I had one. And then she moved and I had one other. And so I didn't switch hairstylists a lot. So for me to go to another country and I'm like, how am I going to find someone? And plus I was like, I don't have time for that. So that's when I went natural. And I thought I would come back home and get a perm, and I just never did because my hair grew and it got thicker than it ever was when it was permed. So I was like, okay, well, we'll keep it. But what I wore was braids. I wore braids and then I wore extension twists. So once I stopped wearing all that and I had to do my own hair, oh my God, I was like, this is more than a notion. And I'm not good about, my sister's really great about every something she does her hair every Sunday or something. I wasn't good like that. So it just got done when I felt like it, which was not regularly. And so that's why I just had to do this. But thank you guys so much for your time, again, for tuning in. Please make sure you guys share this with your stylist, because I need, although I have to go to St. Louis to see my new little cousin, but we need, especially in Chicago and Detroit, we need stylists to do this. And so come on, please let your stylist know, work a deal with her or him and make it happen, because I'm telling you guys, this is a game changer.
Hair growth is like right in the palm of your hands.
Yes. Yes. In the palm of your hand.
Literally.
And so remember, the discount's only for a week. So if you're watching this and it is after December 16th, 2021, I am so sorry. But still, it's a great course. It's an online course. So you do not have to travel to St. Louis. Like she said, she has one package. You just do the videos, self-taught, do them yourself. They're, the videos are recorded. You do it yourself. The other two packages include a whole lot of really awesome stuff, because as somebody who has created brands and helped other people create brands working with my clients, it is great to have a brand and to create branding and get yourself out there and to have a proper photo shoot and all of that stuff. So, the other packages are amazing. And then, of course, to have one-on-one with her and, to go to the salon. Her salon is beautiful. It's fabulous. The ladies are lovely. And so all of that, is worth every penny. But I completely understand if it's just not in your budget, then I'm telling you, you should just do the videos and, maybe you go back later and get that, that extra stuff.
Which is an option. I was just actually going to say that you can always upgrade, get the basics, start incorporating, start practicing, experiencing it, figure out what your weakness is, what your strength is, and then you kind of base your decision or your growth on that. But we also have a Facebook group for everybody. So if you have a question, you just put the question in there. We'll either answer it by text or we will shoot a video to kind of show you a little bit more personal about what we're saying. So we're very active on Facebook.
Yeah. So the Facebook group is for all the packages for the course. So you can have, right away, you can get somebody to help you because they, all they want to do is see you win. She just wants to see you win.
That's it.
Like I said, we are related, and I promise you, my thing is live life you deserve. That's my hashtag. That's my mantra. I just want everybody to win. And so that's why I brought this information to you, so that we could all win. And I have had more than a few hair loss issues. And for my hair to look the way it is now, the people who did my hair back when I was a kid are blown away, because they know the issues that I've had with my hair. And they're like, I still can't believe that's your hair. And it's like, I know, it's insane. But yeah, so everyone, please tune in next week. We'll figure out what we're talking about next week soon. And everyone, please make sure you are liking and subscribing to blackdoctor.org and hitting the notification bell so that you know when they have new videos. We have such amazing content here at blackdoctor.org. You, of course, can always find me at Ask Dr. Renee on everything. Please, if you have questions, I am more than happy to answer them. She knows I will answer anything about what I went through and how I did whatever and what I've done with my hair. So just feel free to ask me. I'm fine. And of course, you can follow her at AK Hair and Healing. That is her on Instagram. And this is the website. And her website has everything, all the information, all of her products that she sells are on the website, the scalp soother included. So please make sure that you don't forget Dr. Renee is your promo code. Also, if you do anything, use Dr. Renee as your promo code. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you.